Hi all, welcome to our YouTube channel and welcome to challenge 3 of this PySpark and SQL coding challenges series. So in this third challenge, basically what we are going to see few more, I would say, functions in PySpark and SQL. Okay. I think this problem I have seen most of the places, few companies also asking, okay. And it is, I see on LinkedIn also people are posting this, right? It is very simple to solve, okay, but there are I would say few advanced use cases also I wanted to cover, okay. So basically the problem statement is, let's say there is some website that is generating this data, right? For example, first name, middle name, last name, right? And what we have to do, currently let's say there is delimiter as space, right? And if we want to separate this data based on I would say delimiter. Okay, this data will separate, and maybe let's say in downstream this will be needed for some processing. Right, they'll have to apply some data governance rules like PII rules. They might need to mask this, right, age or something on that, right? So for that, what we need to do, we need to first separate out this based on in different columns. Okay, the next I just gave it a thought, and I came out with some advanced, I would say, a use case for this. In many of the cases, we see like the middle name is optional, right? So few users might enter middle name, few users might not, right? So how we will handle it in this case, right? And the third is the delimiter can be comma delimiter. Let's say here we have a space, right? Here we have space. Let's consider some users are entering comma, some users are entering pipe, right? While entering their details, right? So how we are going to handle that? Our code should not fail in production, right? So let's get into that and let's start solving this problem. Okay, so basically the basic part I'm going to explain you the three functions in PySpark. The first one is split, the second one is substring index, right? And the third one is from CSV. Okay, so split basically splits the string based on the delimiter that we are specifying, and in results it gives, let's say, uh, array of strings, right? Substring index, what it does, it gives, let's say, the results based on position we are specifying. Okay, position we specify, and from CSV is mostly is best suitable when we have to, let's say, enforce the schema, right? And we want to do some structured, let's say, ingestion, okay, structured data processing, right? I'll explain you everything, don't worry, what is this structure and all that stuff. Okay, I'll explain you, just for introduction perspective, I'm giving you all these details. Okay, now, okay, without getting much into the theory, let's get into coding. Okay, so this challenge I have just put it here. Okay, I have the data. Okay, just three records I'm keeping, just to introduce you, right? In the first part, basically, first part is introduction to all these three functions in PySpark. Okay, now what I'll do, uh, let's say I'll create a new data frame. Let's say results df. Okay, results df. Okay, equals to, I'll create a data frame first. Spark dot create data frame. Okay, you all know now it takes two what I can say arguments. Okay, takes two, first is data and second is schema. Okay, so in schema I'm not going to specify any schema, right? I'm just going to assign the name to this column. This entire column is like details, for example, right? Let's see how it is looking. I'll just put results df dot display, results df dot display. Okay, and results df dot print schema, for example, right? So we will run this and we'll run this. Okay. So data frame is created, and this entire details are present in the one column, details column, right? Now what I'll do? I'll start using the split function. Okay. So split function basically it takes two parameters. Okay. For first one is the column that we want to split. Okay. See, the basic idea behind this challenge is we have some string data. Okay, I have to just split this based on this delimiter, based on this space, right? Simple. If I split it based on this space, I'll get, let's say, first name as separate, second name as middle name as separate, surname as separate, and age as separate, right? That's the thought process behind this. So first we have used this column. Okay, so it split function, it will take first argument as column and second is like delimiter. Okay, delimiter is like what is separator, what is the for example here it is space, right? What is the separator which is separating your string, right? So what we'll do, we'll go here, what I'll do with column I'll use. Okay, let's say split details. Okay, split details. Okay, and it will take two argue first f dot split, f.split. First is it will take columns, right? Which column I want to split? It is the details columns. And the second one is the delimiter. So delimiter is my space, right? Let me run this. It has taken the two arguments, the column and the delimiter, right? And let me see what it has given. Now, if you see what I told you, it gives array of strings. Okay. So if you see, array is Python list. Simple, right? Don't get much tense. What is array and all that stuff? It's simple Python list. Okay. So if you see all my first name, middle name, last name, and age, I'm getting those as string, right? Fine. Now what I have to do, say this is Python list. If you know the basics of Python, if I get the, let's say if I want first element of Python list, right? I can use indexing. Okay, basic indexing of Python list and split these columns. Now I can split first name, middle name, and age, right? Sorry, dot with column. Okay, let's say I want to create the first name, first name. Okay, and f dot call, let's say split details, and indexing. If you know Python, as the basics of Python, indexing in the list starts with 0, right? So my 0th element is my first name, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let me run this and let me run this one. See, I have got the first name, right? Now let me just copy this one. Okay, and okay, so first name is done. Now what? Middle name, right? Middle name is position 1. Okay, then last name is position 2. Last name is position 2, right? And age is position 3. Position 3. Let me run this. Okay, and let's see. See, I've got all these columns. I'm able to split the columns now, right? First name, middle name, last name, and age using split function. Okay, now what split function has done? First, it has split all the detail, split the string into array of strings. It has just separated all the strings, and then I have created the columns based on the Python indexing in Python list, right? Simple. But if you see, everything over here is string, right? So if you want to apply any, I would say, data types, right? For example, string, I want to make it as float, so I have to do it afterwards. Okay, so if I want to, let me copy this, let me format Python, right? Now let's say I want to make the age as float, right? So what I'll do with column, okay, age, right? F dot call age, right? Dot what cast to float, right? Let me run this and this one. So in case of split, if you want to apply any data types to your splitted columns, you have to do it after you split. By default, split will give you all the, I would say, all the parts of your string as individual strings, right? As simple as that. Okay, that is how split works, and it's first, I think, the first function we are seeing as part of this challenge. So it's the simplest one to handle, simplest one to write the code basically. Okay, but you have overhead of again doing casting, right? So I think I told you in my PySpark series, for every with column, it creates, what I can say, it creates new data frame, right? It creates an intermediate data frame, right? That's why that is overhead. Okay, fine. Now the next one is substring index. Okay, so we'll first see how substring index works, and then we will figure out how to get the required answer from substring index. Okay, so substring index takes, I think, three parameters. It takes the column that we want to split, then delimiter, and position, let's say position from which we want the data. Okay, so let me explain you. Position, I would say start position, right? So let me go here, and what I'll do, I'll just copy this one, right? Results df is there, that is fine. Let's keep it separate. What I'll do, I'll create results df1 now, because we are going to work with uh, substring index, right? Results df1, right? Let me just copy it here. Results df1 dot display, results df1 dot print schema. Okay, fine. This data frame got created. Everything is string, right? That we are aware. Okay, now substring index, as I said, it takes three parameters: columns, delimiter, and start position. Okay, let's first understand how this start position thing is working. Okay, with column, let's say, and in case of substring index, I don't have to go for this array step. This array step is there, right? I don't have to go for that. I can directly get first name, middle name, and last name and age. I don't have to go for array, right? So what I'll do, with column, let's say first name. Okay, first name, and what I'll do, f dot substring index. Okay, f dot call details. Okay, then what is my delimiter? F dot lit, it is my space, right? And my third parameter is start position. My start position here, in case of substring index, we start from 1, right? Okay, let's run this. See, first name, I've got first name correct. Okay, but what I said, this is start position. Okay, so if I now go for second name, right? It's not start position, this is end position. This is end position, right? Because it is ending at position 1, right? Now here, for middle name, if I give it 2, so my end position is 2, right? So it will give me these two in middle name, these two in middle name, these two in middle name, right? Let's see, let's run this and let's display. See, my end position is 2, right? I can specify end position here. Okay, so to get results from substring index, I have to do one more step, right? I have to apply substring index once again here for this one only. Okay, what I'll do, so it has given me Ganesh and, see, first name and middle name. Okay, if you know Python, basically if I want the last element, right, what I do, I get the -1th position. -1 is the last position. Okay, so what I'll do, f dot, again I'll apply substring index here once again, substring index. Okay, Now this is my column, right? This is my column. What is my second, I would say, argument? It is the delimiter, right? And the -1 position, right? End at -1. End position is -1. So give me only -1, right? Let's run this. I hope syntactically is correct. Okay, missing two arguments, f dot substring index, f dot call. Let's see where we have. Okay, this is ending v here. F dot substring index, right? That is correct. F dot lit. Okay. Let me put one more bracket here. Now it should take correct. So this one is a whole, I would say, column, right? This is separator, delimiter, and this is the end position, for example. Okay, this is successful. Now we'll see. See, it has given me middle name, right? And now it's simple. Now let me just copy this, right? With column last name, right? With column last name, I want the end position is 3. I want Ganesh, Ramdas, Kudale, right? And from that, I want last position. Okay. Let's run this. Let's run this. I've got last name also, right? And the last one is age, right? Last one is age. Age, my end position. I can just put it here -1 directly, right? I think I don't need to put double substring index. Let's see. Okay, right? Because my end position is -1 here. This is my last item. Okay, let's run this. Okay, this one, right? Done. Okay, and again everything over here is string, right? So what substring index has done, it has skipped this array step, this step of this array, or the one that is creating Python list. Okay, and I have to apply double substring index here. Okay, where I have end position greater than 1 and less than -1, right? That's where I have applied substring index twice, right? Let me format this one. It should be easy to understand now. Okay, first one is simple, second one is double substring index, right? Again third one, and last one. Okay, that's how substring index works, right? In case any of your future projects you want to use substring index, this is how it works. Okay, and split, this is how it works. It will give you the array, and using that array you can split. You can get the first, the zeroth index element, first index element, second index element, and third index element, right? Fine. The next one we are going to discuss is from CSV, right? So from CSV, what I told you, we can use it when we want to enforce the schema, right? So enforce the schema as in I want this age as, float in the start only, right? Whenever I get the result, I don't want to cast it. Okay, let's do that. Let me copy this. Okay, I'll create results df2, results df2 equals to this one, right? And I'll just display. Okay, let's see, maybe the basic part we'll cover in this I would say session, right? And this challenge maybe we will continue in next uh, next video also, right? It might get little longer, but that is fine. We will learn everything that we are supposed to learn. Okay. Okay, fine. The third one is from CSV, but for from CSV, I need schema also, right? So what I'll do, I'll create schema, and just keep in mind the schema part from CSV accepts the string schema. So I can't use struct type here. Okay. So first name is string, right? Middle name is string. Okay. and last name string, age float. Fine. Okay. Now my from CSV takes again three arguments. First is the column to split, then delimiter, and then options. Okay. Options can be, no, it is not delimiter. I think it takes schema. It's the schema, right? In options, we specify what is delimiter or what is, mm, I would say if you have header in your CSV, right? So this CSV from CSV generally to be used when we are working with CSVs, right? And we want to enforce the schema on the data, right? I'll show you quickly. It's the first part with column, first name, okay, F dot from CSV, right? What is first thing? The column to split. What is that column? It is details, right? Details. Schema equals to website schema, right? Website schema, right? And the third one, option. Okay, I have to specify the list here. Delimiter is space, right? If you have header, you can specify that also here. Okay, from your CSV. What is this? The third one is, what is the third one? It is options, I think. Options. Okay, let's see. Correct. It is options because we have to enter. We can enter multiple options there. Okay. See what it has given me. It has given me first name Ganesh, middle name Ramdas, last name Kudale, and then age. Okay. Just a second. Why it is so? First name, middle name, last name. Right? Right? This has given me a kind of a JSON. Right? I have used this delimiter. Hold on. I have to specify the delimiter all. Oh, sorry. The position also. Let's see. From CSV in PySpark. Right? From CSV in PySpark. What all things it is taking? Format CSV. That is fine. That is fine. That is fine. From CSV. Okay. So from CSV, it is taking column, schema, options. Correct. Correct. And we are getting past CSV. Okay. And if I want to split, it would be F dot from CSV. Let me see if I can enter 0 here. I think that's how I'll get it. Yes. What is the field name should be non-null string literal, but it is 0. Non-null string literal. Okay. Let's see. No, I think I'll have to split, right? But from CSV, if you see, what I'm getting is the, I would say, the Python dictionary, right? Let me rename this as first name. I think, just a second, let's ask Copilot. Where is that? This is my data, right? Copilot. Okay. Solve the below using pyspark from CSV and separate the columns, right? Da da da. Resolve this. Okay, last name age. Okay, schema we have defined. And okay. I got it. What we have to do is I have to parse data. I have to use select here. So what I'll do, I'll use select transformation, select, okay, f dot from CSV, the first part is column details, right? Then it is schema. I'll put website schema, okay. And the third one is my options. Options equals to delimiter. Sorry, delimiter is what? 0. Sorry, it is space, right? What is that? Delimiter is space, correct. Okay, fine. Let's run this, and I'm getting everything now. Okay, what I'll do, I'll just rename this, or I'll just put it as alias parse data. Parse data will get parse data column. What has happened? Why it has not taken the alias? Select I have to put it here, dot alias parsed data. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, and now what I have to do, again select star from parse data. Parsed data dot star. Okay, let's run this. Let's run this. C. Okay, and schema. Now what it has done, it has given you first from CSV, it has given you I would say the Python dictionary for all your you know all your records where this schema is enforced, right? And then what you did, you just splitted them. You just splitted everything. So first name, middle name, last name, and age. And if you see the schema also, it has given you the float, right? Fine. So this is how we use, I would say, split, substring index, and from CSV functions in PySpark. Split will give you the first, I would say, the first part it will give you is list in Python, and that list you have to then you have to use list indexing in Python to separate out the columns. Okay, substring index, it will give you, let's say, for middle name, right? It will give you from where it has to till where it has to end. Okay, and you have to use, I think, double substring index, okay, in case of the middle two positions, this one and this one, right? And from CSV, it's simple. You define the schema. Sorry, define the schema. You will get everything as the Python dictionary, and you just separate it out. You don't have to cast in the end. You don't have to do anything, right? Now, see, whenever needed, we have taken the help of documentation, we have taken the help of Copilot, right? That is how we solve the problems. Okay, we have understanding. Let's say I know I can use split, I can use substring index, I can use from CSV, but while working in live project, we should be able to we should be aware which basically transformation I should use. So here, if we see, split is very easy to handle, okay, but it has this intermediate step. It is giving me array in between. Okay, substring index little complex. I have to apply substring index twice for the middle, I would say, uh, middle fields. Okay, and from CSV, whenever you are working with CSV and you have to work on structured data, okay, and you have to enforce schema, definitely go for from CSV, right? So what we have done so far, we have solved a basic problem. Okay, this basic problem we have solved, where um, we have just splitted the first name, middle name, and last name. These two things we still have to handle, right? Middle name, if middle name is optional, right, then how we will handle that? The delimiter can be comma or can be pipe, then how we will handle that, right? What we'll do, we'll see this in next. I'll create one more video for this one because this is getting, I think, little long, right? You just think of it, okay? Don't directly go to chat gpt or copilot and directly tell them, okay, how I'll handle that. You give it a thought, right? It, though we have these assistants available, we should use them when we are stuck, right? We should not directly use them from the start. We should have that thought process built in as a data engineer also, right? Otherwise, if the support of copilot, let's say this copilot support is removed for me for some time, I should not, get stuck, right? For example, I used copilot when I was working with from csv, but the initial understanding how much parameters it is taking and all that stuff, it was correct. I got it from this documentation. So documentation is the first source of truth always, right? And if you are stuck, there is some error that you are not able to understand, right, from your experience also, then you can take help of this copilot and all these things, right? Fine. Thank you so much. Give it a thought for this second and third. We'll see that in next one. Okay. If you feel this is useful, do like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you have any suggestions or if you have any question that you want me to solve here in this series, give me that on my email. I think I shared email in the very first session, introductory session, kudalefree@gmail.com, right? Fine. That's all. I'll see you in the next one.